Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Okay. The last shiur, Mishnayot, of Tafshin Pei Bet. Mishna Tet in Perek Gimel of Mishna Ketubot. HaOmer, Pititi et bito shel ploni. Someone says, I seduced the daughter of so-and-so, but no witnesses saw it. But he said it. He admitted it. Mishnah says, Meshalem boshet ufkam al pi atzmo. He has to pay for the shame, which we spoke about yesterday, and he has to pay for the pegam, the reduction in her value, like we spoke about yesterday, based on his own confession. Ve'eno meshalem knas. But he does not pay the fine of 50 shekalim from his own confession, meaning you need testimony from witnesses that said that say that they saw it in order for him to pay the knas. Not only that, on a similar note, Ha'omer ganavti vetavachti umacharti. If someone said, I stole a sheep or an ox, I slaughtered it, and then I sold it, meshalem et hakeren al pi atzmo, he pays the principal based on his own admission. So, for example, the Torah tells us that if you steal a sheep, okay, and you slaughter it and sell it, not only do you pay the price of the sheep, but you pay arba pamim tachat aseh, right? You have to pay 4 times the amount of the sheep, 5 times the amount of the ox. So he's admitting that he stole the sheep, okay, and he's admitting that he sold it and slaughtered it. But the Mishnah says he only pays the principal, $100. Sheep costs $100. That's what he paid. The additional 4 times is not paid because that's a knas. He does not pay the double payment if it's not a sheep or an ox. It's just a cell phone. Then it's only double payment if he gets caught, or the 4 full payment or the 5 full payment. You don't pay that based on your own admission. You need to have a witness that says it. If someone says, my ox killed so and so, or soros shel ploni, or my ox killed this guy's ox, he has to pay the value of the ox and the base of the admission. These are not fines. This is set. However, if he says, Hemit shori avdo shel ploni, if one says, my ox killed this Canaanite slave of someone, and that the Torah tells us is a fine of sheloshim shekalim, eno meshalem al pi atzmo. Then he doesn't pay on his own admission. That's a knas. So he has to pay that only based if someone was testified that he saw it. Zaklal, this is a rule. Kol meshalem yater al ma she'izik, eno meshalem al pi atzmo. In every case where someone has to pay more than what he actually damaged, in other words, the payment is a fine, you don't pay based on your own admission. Perek Dalet, Aleph, Mishnah Aleph, Na'ara shenitpateta. If you have a na'ara who was never married, she was a virgin, she was seduced. Bashta ufkama uknasa shel avia. Her shame, her reduction, and her fine go to her father. All that money goes to her father. Papi's very happy with the money in his pocket. Ve'atzar batefusa. The same with regards to the pain by someone who was violated. If someone was violated and there's an issue, there's the inyan of pain that has to be paid, that also goes to the father. Amda badin ad shelo meta'av. If she had her case tried in court in front of the bedin before the father died, meaning the father was still alive when the court ordered the criminal to pay, harehen shelav, all the payments, property of the father. Meta'av, harehen shelachin. But if the father dies after this was decided, before he collects the payment, then the money goes to the brothers because the brothers are the heirs of the father. Lo yispika la'amod badin ad shemeta'av. If she didn't have a chance to have her case tried in court before the father died, meaning he died before the court ordered the payments, harehen shel atzma. Then the money goes to her. The father was not alive when the court made the decision, so therefore he doesn't gain any rights to the payment. Certainly the sons don't. Therefore it goes to her. Amda badin ad shelo bagra. If she had her case tried in court before she became a bogeret is 12 years and 6 months, okay, and that's meaning the court ordered the criminal to pay when she was still a na'ara under the father's jurisdiction, but it was only given later on. Haren shalab, the property of the father. Metav, haren shalachin. If the father dies, it goes to the brothers. Lo yispika la'amod badin ad shebagra, but if she didn't have the chance to have a court case tried up until she was 12 and a half years of a bogeret, haren shel atzma, all the money goes to her. Rabbi Shimon omer, im lo yispika ligbot ad shemet ha'av, haren shel atzma. Meaning, if the father dies, she always gets the money. In this case, it does not go to the father's sons, it goes straight to her. Ma'aseh yadeha, umtziata, af al pi shelo gafta, met ha'av haren shel achin. Her work, anything that she does, if she works, a girl, we're talking about a 10-year-old girl, a ketana, and what she finds, I found a treasure chest of $1 million of gold coins. That belongs to the father, if she's underneath a certain age, before she collects it. Metav, therefore if the father dies before they are collected, haren shelachin, they go to the brothers. Mishnah bet, hamares et bito vegersha, if someone's daughter was engaged and then she was divorced. She didn't go through the whole process of the marriage. She got divorced right after the engagement. Eresa benitarmela, or another case, she became engaged, but then misken, the fiance passed away, all again before nisuin. Ketubata shelo, the ketubah of each two marriages belong to the father. The father collects the money for the ketubah. Hisiya vegersha, but if she was fully married, in the olden days, it was part. Once you get a Yerusin, she can't go with another man. It's like quasi-married. It's not the full, but she can't. She's only allowed to be with her future husband eventually. And they had it a long time in between as well. Hisiya vegersha, but if she was fully married and then divorced, hisiya venitarmela, or she was fully married and then widowed, ketubata shela. Now her ketubah goes to her. Rabbi Yehuda says that the first ketubah belongs to the father. Although it was not collectible until after nisuin, it was written before nisuin, when she was still in the father's jurisdiction. So Rabbi Yehuda says that the money in that case, goes to the father, because he says it's a time that the writing counts. When you write the ketubah, comes the chachamim, amru lo, the rabbi said to him, misheisiya en le'avia reshut pa. But when she became fully married, the father has no jurisdiction anymore. She's fully married. What do you want to do? You're not going to give the money back to the father. The money belongs to her. So the chachamim and Rabbi Yehuda argue over there. Let's do one more Mishnah. Hagiyoret shedikayira bita ima, if a female converted with her daughter. So you have a mother and a daughter who converted. Vizineta, the daughter who was a na'ara, she was young and she was never married. She committed adultery while she was engaged to another guy. Harezu bechenek. Her death penalty is strangulation, not stoning. Normally, the death penalty of a girl who committed adultery after erusin is stoning, but this girl is chenek. En la lo petach betav. However, she is not killed in front of her father's house. The pasuk says that she's killed in front of the father's house. That doesn't apply in this case. Velo me'asela. And if the husband accused her of committing adultery, if he was caught lying, he has to pay a 100 selah fine. That doesn't apply in this case. Haita horata shelo biktusha veledata biktusha. If her conception was not in sanctity, but her birth was in sanctity, which means she was conceived before her mother converted, but she was born after the conversion. Harezu biskila. Then she died. If she was sent to get engaged and then commit adultery, she dies by stoning. Again, en la lo peta betav. She's not executed at the father's entrance. Velo me'asela. And if the husband lies, he doesn't pay the fine. Haita horata veledata bitusha. But if her conception and her birth were in sanctity, meaning even her conception occurred after the mother converted, harehi kebat Yisrael lekol davar. She's considered a full Jew, and all the laws apply to her. Yesh la'av ve'en la petach beta'av. If she has a father, but the father doesn't own a home, So what do you do? What do you do in that case? How are you supposed to? You're supposed to kill her in front of the father's entrance of the home. So what happens if he doesn't own a home? Or yesh la peta beta'av ve'en la'av. Or the father owns a home, but the father's dead. So now it belongs to his sons or whatever it is, but this is my father's home. In that case, harezu biskila, she's still put to death, even though we don't do it in front of the home in the case that there is no home or in the case there is no father. Lo ne'emar petach bet avia ela lemitzvah. The Torah only gives us this obligation to kill her I know it sounds strange. Obligation to kill her in front of the father's home, just as a mitzvah. It's one of the 613 mitzvot, which is an extra sachar. I know that's a wrong word to use. It's a reward, that you get for killing this woman who deserves to be killed, because that's her punishment. To do it in front of her father's house. Bezat Hashem will continue in the new year.